everybody. I'm Seth Weissman, and welcome to another episode of Safe Real Estate. Today, I want to talk about what buyers can do who really love the house, know it's going to be a multiple offer situation, but they don't have all cash. And the question is, what kinds of things can they do to try to put their best foot forward and make their offers as strong as possible? And the answer is there are 7 different options that buyers have. The first is that buyers can offer up some option money. This is money paid for the right to have a due diligence period. And my experience is that buyers don't have to offer a tremendous amount of money, but even offering $1,000 sends a very strong message to sellers that this is a very serious buyer. The second thing that buyers can do is to try to offer more earnest money. Most earnest money deposits are in the 1% to 2% range. If a buyer is in a position where they can offer 3%, 4%, or 5%, again, it sends a stronger message that this is a serious buyer. The third thing that a buyer can do is have a very short due diligence period. Now you have to remember, if the buyer is paying option money for a due diligence period, you have to have some due diligence period, even if it is as short as 1 day. So in offering to have a short due diligence period, the buyer can have a 1, 2, or even 5-day due diligence period, but it's a short period of time where the buyer is then able to commit. Number 4, if the buyer knows that they have been approved for a loan or that they can get a loan without question, one of the other things the buyer can do is to make their offer not subject to financing. Contracts do not necessarily have to have a financing contingency period. And again, where the buyer is saying, I want to have the right to get a loan, but my purchase is not subject to financing, sends a strong message of interest. Number 5, the buyer does not have to make the offer contingent on an appraisal. This may be one of the most important things in a multiple offer situation, because oftentimes with multiple offers, the house ends up selling above the purchase price. So if the buyer is not making their offer contingent on an appraisal, they are saying, if the appraisal comes in low, I will still buy the house and make up the difference by paying cash. Number 6, one of the other things that buyers can do, if they have the cash to do this, is to offer to pay some portion of the seller's commission. And we have seen buyers do this in extreme sellers markets, where it sends a very strong message to the seller that this buyer really wants the house. And number 7, give the seller the right to stay in the property after closing. Sellers are always nervous that the closing is not going to occur. And when you give the seller the right to stay in the property for a couple or 3 weeks after the closing, it makes them feel much more comfortable that this is really a transaction that is going to occur. I hope these 7 things help your buyers win bids. Again, I am not saying that buyers need to do all of these things, but these are some of the options buyers have to make a great impression on sellers. I hope this episode of Safe Real Estate has been beneficial. Please subscribe to continue to tune in. It's great to see you. Bye now.